الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا ونطبيب قلوبنا ونور عرش ربنا ونور صدورنا ونور عيوننا ونور قلوبنا سيدنا ومولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. قال الله تعالى في القرآن الكريم: فنعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولقد أنزلنا إليكم آيات مبينات ومثلا من الذين خلوا من قبلكم وموعظة للمتقين. الله نور السماوات والأرض مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها مصباح المصباح في زجاجة الزجاجة كأنها كوكب دري يوقد من شجرة مباركة زيتونة لا شرقية ولا غربية يكاد زيتها يضيء ولو لم تمسسه نار. نور على نور نور على نور نور على نور يهدي الله لنوره من يشاء ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس والله بكل شيء عليم. في بيوت أذن الله أن ترفع ويذكر فيها اسمه يسبح له فيها بالغدو والآصال. رجال لا تلهيهم تجارة ولا بيع عن ذكر الله وإقام الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة يخافون يوما تتقلب فيه القلوب والأبصار ليجزيهم الله أحسن ما عملوا ويزيدهم من فضله والله يرزق من يشاء بغير حساب. صدق الله مولانا العظيم وبلغ رسول النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. My brothers, my sisters, we praise Allah Rabbul Izzah wa Jalal, the omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient God. the God that created the heavens and the earth, the God that knows what is inside of the heart of the human being, and the God that knows what comes out of the human being, the God that sees us when we go to sleep, the God that knows the open and the secret, the God that can reveal the truth from the lie and the lie from the truth, the Lord that can make us live and die without the permission of anyone. And Allah Rabbul Izzah wa Jalal himself mentioned that in the Quran. Listen to that. تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء. What do you want to get for the mixer? تبارك الذي, it is the blessings of the one in his hand is everything. تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء. It is in the hands of the one that is blessed, the hands that can bless the hand of the human being. In his hand, Allah Rabbul Izzah wa Jalal, that everything is in his hands. Because why? الذي خلق والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم وهو العزيز. Look at the reading, right? فَيَا رَبِّ الْعِزَّ وَجَلَالِ الَّذِي خَلَقَ الْمَوْتَ وَالْحَيَاةِ, the one that created the life and the death. He created death before life. My brothers, my sisters, Allah created death before life. Death has been long before life. That is why life is shorter, because death will be the last thing to die. When it is Yawm al-Qiyamah, death does not die in this life. Death will die on the day of judgment. After 50,000 years of all retribution, of every right being given, every wrong being given, every deed being weighed, every good deed being rewarded, every bad deed being rewarded, everything is done. The people of Jannah has entered Jannah, the people of Jahannam has entered Jahannam, Sirat has been closed, that Ya Rabbul Izzah wa Jalal, Kantara has been locked. When Kantara is locked, that means everything is done. Because in Kantara, you and I gonna stand in Kantara. It's the Muslim against the Muslim brother against the Muslim brother, the Muslim sister against the Muslim sister. You prayed, I prayed. You fasted, I fasted. You give zakat, I did the same. You went for Umrah, I did the same. You went for Hajj, I did the same. But yet still, you harmed me, you hurt me, you've done something to me, and I couldn't let go of it. And then in this dunya, I let go. Yawm al-Qiyamah is paining me, it's in my heart. The side that you can claim for Qantara, the side that you can claim for your retribution, the side who say you want me God arrest the person, it is called Qantara. This is the final checkpoint before you enter Jannah. Do you know this? No. So we all know this is. I'm not beginning to maybe it's not just the first line for the line. Listen to me. When we die, we enter in a place called what? Huh? No, when we die, that's how they go. We enter into our graves. What is the name after when they bury you, you are in the grave. After they finish burying you, are no longer in the grave. When you die, they bury you in the grave. When we're looking, we are burying you in the grave. Once we finish burying you, once the Malaika comes in, 4 of them, the Jews will tell us that two Malaika and they can also Makolo. It's Munkar and Nakir, 2 of a Munkar, 2 of a Nakir. 4 of them will appear in the grave, and they will appear in the worst form of a human being, in the worst form of a creation, in the worst form of a jinn, in the worst form of a shaitan, in the worst form of a look that would make you scared where you're laying down. The moment you are no longer in the grave, you are now where? Barzakh. It's called Barzakh. That is Nayan is that. And that is why when we bury you, we will say to you, Ya Amat Allah, Ya Ibn Amat Allah, Zahabat anka dunya wa zinatuha wa taraktu al-ana min baraziki al-akhirah. Fala tansa ahda alladhi mitta alayhi في الدار الدنيا وقدمت به إلى الآخرة. This is the khutbah my sheikh, My teacher used to recite when they buried someone, they will talk to you directly. You know why? Because you can now hear when you are in the grave. The moment they cover the final slab, they put the dirty, the malaika know you're not coming up anymore. They already know that you're not coming up. They will lift you. They will untie your fingers. They will untie your toes. They will remove the earbud in your ears. They will remove the cutting board in your ears, in your nostrils. They will sit you up. You will sit down. You will hear the people talking. You will hear them saying what they are saying. And the Imam says to you, Ya Amatallah, O you the creation of Allah. Ya Ibn Amatallah, you the son of the creation of Allah. Zahabat anka dunya, you have left the dunya. وَزِينَتُهَا, and the beauty of the dunya. وَتَرَكْتُ الْآنَ, we brought you al-an, this moment. We have brought you into a place called Barzakh min barazikh al-akhirah, one of the boundaries between the boundaries of the akhirah and the dunya. Number one. This is the first place. You will stay there for eternity, you will think. Imagine the people that died when Allah created the world first, Adam alayhi salam. How long has Adam laid down for? How long did you say Adam not sleep for? How many years do you think Adam has been in the grave for? Assignment. For Ya Rabbil Izza wa Jalal, and then after the Barzakh, we will come on the day of judgment. This, I just want to give you the scenario of Yawm al-Qiyamah. So in case you die, you know the shock. When you come on the day of judgment, we will all stand. I said to you yesterday, Allah will call us by who? Who that what they call me Yawm al-Qiyamah? Your Imam. The Imam, they go on the PTI. The Imam, they go on the Costa. They were going to go to Tinam before Tinam Yele. You hear what I say? That Imam, they pay, now you see that for carry Imam, they pay, they go to Tinam before that for carry money. Well, that's a lot of carry natus. You will be standing by your Imam and you will face Allah Rabbil Izzah, and then we shall be judged. Now, the believer shall go where? Into Jannah. The kafir and the mushrik and the munafiq, three categories. Kafir, mushrik and munafiq will enter where? Jahannam. That's it. There's a hadith of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is the introduction. He said when the day of judgment will come, this is one hadith in one of the obscure books of hadith. It is almost 20 pages that describe Yawm al-Qiyamah in details. 20 pages. I will take the first page. In the hadith, they said on the day of judgment, we shall stand in 11 lines. 11, the whole world. The entire, and it shocked you tonight, the entire world will stand in only 11 lines. And it will make sense. Some of the books said, Yawm al-Qiyamah will be where? Where Yawm al-Qiyamah stands? In the Arafah mountain. The Arafah mountain, have you been to the Arafah mountain? Is it a big place? Arafah big. The hadith say 11 lines. That tells you 11 lines can fit in the Arafah mountain. The entire world. فَيَا رَبِّ الْعِزَّ وَالْجَلَالِ كُلُّهُمْ يَدْخُلُونَ النَّارِ. Every one line will enter fire إِلَّا صِنْفًا وَاحِدًا, except one line. One line. Oh my reading. That one line, which pass by the line at the beginning of the end. Imagine the prophet in the camp, the Sahaba in camp, the learned scholar in camp, the ulama in camp, the good Muslim in camp, the good woman in camp, and then really for carrying that to the also already. You pray till the left tomorrow. You push today, you smoke Jabba tomorrow. So that left man before they say, so they listen again. My brothers, my sisters, once we finish Qiyamah, now the people that will enter Jannah will once more face another trial. What is the trial? Now they tell you are going to Jannah. But you have to go to Jannah by itself. How are you going? You go, you will meet a bridge. There is a bridge. In the Barzakh is one stop. This is for everyone. And the Qiyamah, the judgment is another stop. This is for everyone. But now they tell you, check, go to Jannah. On your way to Jannah, you will meet a bridge. It is called what? Sirat. You will meet a bridge called what? Sirat. Now you will cross this bridge. And you will cross the Sirat based on how you go. Some of you will take day and night follow cross. Some man will cross in the waka, in the fodom. Some man they cross in the run. Some man they cross like lightning. Some man they cross like say he just open big eye, he don't reach over. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam shall be on the other side of the bridge. Now in the first one they cross. Then all of the other prophets will come after him. Yes, that one line. Which will be maintained, you talk with the rich. Imagine. He will stand, he will say, Allahumma sallim. Allahumma, Allah make it easy for them. Even though you are going to Jannah, you will struggle in the bridge. Now you cross the bridge. You take and say, oh, I don't know. I'm not rich. Imagine when you get visa. Say you go America, you go London, you go Europe, you go somewhere. Right? You cross the immigration. You take and say, oh, I don't enter the plane now, we are not done. When you go back, I go land, and they say immigration. Say, immigration. I have no cross immigration. If I don't check the passport, they say, no, we check it back. Immigration. This is what the Western people read from Islam to check people multiple times. It is of the Qiyamah that people shall be checked even though you are going to Jannah. You will cross the Sirat on your way to Jannah. Right before you get to the main gate of Jannah. Right before you get to the main gate, there will also be another checkpoint. This is the matter you know. This is the matter you checkpoint. This is the what you know. This checkpoint is called Kantara. How do you call it? How do you call it? This is the final checkpoint. Well, this checkpoint, it is not for the sin that you've committed to Allah. This checkpoint, it is not a judgment. It is the problem that I have with patient. The business what we do, you're one. This is the one I have with you. The problem that we have in the community. You are a good person, I am a good person. Both of us are about to enter Jannah, but we act in one. The Malaika will not let you cross. You will come die kasar, Sabila language. You will come die, you feel say the guy kasar, then they stop you. I don't tell myself I need to pass from the Now, for your Rabbil Izzah wal Jalal, you will be stopped and you will be wondering why is it enough now. You never go to immigration, they check you when they call, they take your document and they say, come, can you stand on this side, please? You're like, why? Please, can you just stand on this side, please? Why? Please, can you just stand on this side? The Malaika will stop you. They will tell you to stand on the side, understanding, waiting for the next person to come. You wonder that you might not happen. All of a sudden, they bring the other brother, the sister, and they bring that person. This person said, Ya Rob, he better was here. This one here will get problem. This one, he better was stop now because this will get problem with her. Is there any proof for what they say? Quran, go to Surah Al-A'raf. Allah Rabbul Izzah said, وَنَزَعْنَا مَا فِي صُدُورِهِمْ. So that's what to do. وَنَزَعْنَا مَا فِي صُدُورِهِمْ مِنْ غِلٍّ تَجْرِي مِنْ تَحْتِهِمُ الْأَنْهَارُ. We shall stop them. We shall remove the ghil, the hatred, the animosity, the fight, the problem, the discord, the disunity, the mushkila, all of the problems that you are facing. وَنَزَعْنَا. This is how the companions of Al-Rasul, they fought one another. They killed one. Yes, do you know that Sahabas killed one another? After the death of Al-Rasul, they took sword against one another, because of this Quran, because of opinions, because of difference in ideology. They fought one another, they killed one another, and it led to the compilation of the Quran. Now, Allah said, listen to this. I want to start by saying to you, Allah Rabbul Izzah wa Jalal mentioned in Surah Nur, the chapter of the light, رجال لا تلهيهم تجارة ولا بيع عن ذكر الله وإقام الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة ويخافون يوما تتقلب فيه القلوب والأبصار ليجزيهم الله أحسن ما عملوا ويزيدهم من فضله والله يرزق من يشاء بغير hisab. Listen to the verse of Allah. Me and you are sitting within the mosque, not because I I did not pay anyone. I did not bribe anyone. Sierra Leone web, the Sierra Leone Muslim web, the Sierra Leone Muslim web, I didn't call them. They didn't talk to me. Did I talk to you guys? No. I didn't even know they were coming. The Fine TV, they sent a message that they are coming. I know they were coming. Did I pay them? No. You that is sitting here, I did not pay you. Allah referred to you in the Quran. Allah said that Rijalun, there are men in this life. Subhana Rabbil Izza wa Jalal, La tulhihim tijaratun, their business, wala bay'un, their buying and selling does not stop them and dhikrillah, to come and sit down and remember Allah. Allah talked about us. My brother, I will say, na bakisha kaka salon, na kaka ora tilas, na usla, sleep Sunday, lago, beach lago, this lago, that's right. Where are we? In the masajid. My meeting has been busy since yesterday. فَيَا رَبِّ الْعِزَّ وَجَلَالِ, after I have taught four classes today, from 2 p.m. until 6 this evening. 4 classes I have taught. I was in this masjid last night until what time? After 9 o'clock. I went to go drop some of the brothers. I get stuck in the traffic for over 2 hours. From Komo, from Upton, for go Calabaton. Baba, if you see I reach a visit, I know they can go soon. Baby. By the time I get to my house was after 11. And I have to get up again in the morning for Fajr. My brothers, my sisters, these actions shall not let go by Allah. Allah will not ignore it, nor will Allah minimize it. And Allah referred to those people, Rijalun, there are men in this life, La tulhihim tijaratun, wala bay'un, and dhikrillah. They don't stop them, they are buying, they're selling, their business transaction, whatever excuse they might do, they use as it, oh, I'm going to come over, sleep, me, I'm not able to sleep. They don't give. They don't. They don't do that. You know why? They remember Allah. وَإِقَامِ الصَّلَاةِ. What do? We stand in the prayer. وَإِيتَاءِ الزَّكَاةِ. We advise one another to give a charity. And then فَيَا رَبِّ الْعِزَّ وَجَلَالِ وَيَخَافُونَ يَتَقَلَّبُهُمُ الْأَبْصَارِ. They are afraid for that day when their heart, قُلُوبُ وَالْأَبْصَارِ, their heart will come up and their eyes will be dazing. It will stand fixed. Yawm al-Qiyamah, do you know you cannot blink on the day of judgment? I was shocked when I did. I didn't know all this shocking. I tell you, I say, Malaka, I need to Quran. I say, huh? I say, Yawm al-Qiyamah, yeah, you blink. This eye, you know you blink, so right now when you blink, so when you think I blink, Yawm al-Qiyamah, you blink. This eye, it will stand fixed. This is Quranic verse. The eyes will stand fixed, it will not blink. It will not blink. One. On the day of judgment, the backs of the human being, the only thing the body will be able to do is to bow in front of Allah in honor and respect. The only people that will be able to bow, yeah, you know what's in a bow? Right? This is the only thing the human being body will be able to do. Nothing else. It will be paralyzed, not be able to. Allah will make their backs to stand like rods. You know the best. Then they attempt to go, they will not be able to get it enough. That's it enough so like stone. Allah referred to that in the Quran. Yes. So my brothers, my sisters, Allah said for us that spends our time, leave our buying and selling, and leave all of our business transaction. Come and remember Allah. وَإِقَامِ الصَّلَاةِ. We stand in the salah. وَإِيتَاءِ الزَّكَاةِ. We give our charity. وَيَخَافُونَ أَوْ يَخَافُونَ. We are afraid. يَوْمَ تَتَقَلُّبُهُمُ الْقُلُوبُ وَالْأَبْصَارِ. The day when the eyes will stand fixed and the mind will be racing. That day shall come. You know what you are doing? لِيَجْزِيَهُمُ اللَّهُ أَحْسَنَ مَا عَمِلُوا. Allah will pay us for the best of deeds that we don't do. Not all the deeds they will do that one. It's not the best. Allah mentioned لِيَجْزِيَهُمُ اللَّهُ أَحْسَنَ. The thing that is called أحسن in Arabic is of the best. So all of your deeds, Allah will choose of the best of deeds, He will reward you of them. لِيَجْزِيَهُمُ اللَّهُ أَحْسَنَ مَا عَمِلُوا. The best of your prayer, your best of your zakat, the best of your sawm, the best of your hajj, the best of your umrah, the best of your salawat, the best of your good words, the best of your good deeds. Allah Then, وَيَزِيدُهُمُ اللَّهُ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ. Allah will then increase for you of His bounties. وَاللَّهُ يَرْزُقُ مَنْ يَشَاءُ. Allah Rabbul Izzah wa Jalal is the one that will give, He will increase for who that He wants. So my brothers, I want to start off by saying, within the mosque, the reason that will make God increase with favor, not so, number one. The reason is to get the barakah and get the words of Allah Rabbul Izzah. If I come with anything to now, besides call Allah or call Rasul, reject me, turn me away, say I don't want to hear it. If I bring the Quran, regardless, and Rasul says, seek knowledge from knowledge, even if it's coming from the mouth of a dog, take it. Today we say, man, he's not shut there. I didn't follow her. He does so, he makes so. If he tell, he makes so. He do this so, he makes so. My brothers and my sisters, that might be the message that will take you to Jannah. So my brothers, I want to start off by saying to you, tonight I want to do something. We want to talk about the Quran. We were talking about Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam. Allah Rabbul Izzah wa Jalal choose the best of malaika to reveal the best of book, to the best of creation. Allah chose Jibreel, which is the best malaika, to reveal the best book, which is the Quran, and then to reveal unto who? The best of creation, Afdalul Khalq, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The best messenger, Jibreel, with the best book, Quran, to the best prophet, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to the best generation. Which generation? The generation of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So then, we are the best. Right? That's what we said. We are the best. And Allah said that, كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله ولو آمن أهل الكتاب لكان خيرا لهم. Allah revealed the Quran. He chose us as the best ummah to receive this Quran. It was revealed to us by Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam. This Quran was revealed from the As-Sama, the seventh As-Sama, to the first As-Sama, the As-Sama that is closer to this dunya. That's where it stops. The Quran that we have is called Mus'haf. It's a copy. Does that make sense? The Quran that we have, this one when you look so, this is a copy of the Quran. This is not the original Quran. I said, the Quran that we have is called what? Mus'haf. Mus'haf is a copy. The original book itself is in the As-Sama. It didn't come down. You know what I say? The original Quran did not come down. It's the process that came down. I hope you understand what I say. That's what I'm going to do. The original Quran, when God sent the As-Sama, that the first one and this one, it not come down. Waiting come down at the process. Does that make sense? Jibreel did not come down and say, Ya Muhammad, look at the Quran, take it. He did not. Jibreel came and recited the Quran to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then Muhammad repeats after Jibreel. Make sense? So for that reason, this Quran when we get there, it is called Quran because it's something that you can read. Quran means waiting. Something you read. Quran is to read. Qira'ah. Yaqra'u. Yeah, that is why Allah said, Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq al-insana min 'alaq. Iqra wa rabbuka al-akram alladhi 'allama. I know this surah that will come, no problem. So the Quran means Iqra is to read. So that is why it is a problem upon a Muslim that has the Quran and don't read the Quran. This is a copy. Last one more. This is all introduction. Do you know this copy of the Quran? One day we shall wake up in the morning, the pages shall be blank, empty pages. This Quran. One day. One of the signs of the Quran. This Quran will be removed from the earth. But before then, Allah will remove all the people that memorize the Quran, they all die. And then we shall wake up in the morning, this Mus'haf is empty. Because it is a Mus'haf, that is why when your Quran, when you check, what do you do? What do you do? You born them, what you do? You bear them, what you do? You put inside water, that is sea, Lego. Right? Because it is the copy of the Quran. Does that make sense? Because it is a copy. But before then, my brothers, my sisters, we call ourselves believers. What makes us a believer? I want to give you from one of the great scholars of Islam, Abdul Barr, mentioned. He said, Imam al-Hussein, rahimahullah, the grandson of al-Rasul, described a believer. I'm not going to go the topic directly, but I need to wait for you almost. Because by the time they get to the topic, I'm about to block my money. So, who is a believer? Allah commanded us for we believe this Quran. This Quran is compulsory upon every Muslim. You are not a Muslim if you don't believe in the Quran. Is there any verse in the Quran for this? Yes. What did Allah say? آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله. That's it. Kohano Gasile. It is a direct command. Aman al-Rasul. The messenger don't believe. Aman al-Rasul. The messenger listened. The messenger believed from the words that was sent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Kullun amana bi. Everyone must believe in it. They should believe. Malaika. We should believe in the Malaika. Wa kutubi. The books. Wa rusuli. The messengers. Kullun amana billah. Everyone has to believe. But what are the qualities of a believer? Number one. And Hussein rahimahullah mentioned Jami Bayan al-Ilm. This is where you can get the source of this narration. This is coming from one of the scholars of Islam. Abdul Barr reported, Imam Hussein mentioned, he said, Inna min akhlaq al-mu'min al-quwwata fi ad-din. Number one. If you call yourself a believer, number one, that your character shall be firm in the religion. Your character should be what? Firm in the religion. You should have a strong belief in the Quran. Believe in Allah Rabbul Izzah wa Jalal. Believe in ad-din al-Islamiyya. Inna min akhlaq al-mu'min. Among the character, among the behavior, the characteristics of a believer, quwwata fi ad-din. He believes by the religion. He has power in the deen. Regardless what shakes you, you hold on to your deen. Me and you, some of us, we pray. But if you sick, then tell you say, no go to church, no go pray. They have family, they pray in a church, they went. Almost we do that. How believed are you? When you really get sick and they say, now go to the Morima, you go. How you believe by Allah Rabbul Izzah wa Jalal? When somebody give you something, he tell you say, if you rub this, you eat this, you tie this, you make so, you do well. You say believe by God. Inna min akhlaq al-mu'min. The character, the characteristics of a believer, quwwata fi din, he is so strong in his what? In his religion. Number one. Number two, this is all introduction. And the Bible says it's talking just about our long. Number two. وَحَزْمًا فِي لَيِّن. وَحَزْمًا فِي لَيِّن. A believer is a person that is, his determination of leniency is always strong. You are determined to become lenient when it is time for you to become lenient, but then you become strong when you're supposed to become strong in your deed. You will not become lenient to somebody who wants to spoil the religion. You will not become lenient to somebody that because they paid you. You don't want to become lenient because someone wants to manipulate you. You're not going to become lenient because someone wants to feed you or is feeding you because of that. You don't talk about alcohol. Oh man. Even if I commit sin, that doesn't stop me not to talk about the sin. Does that make sense? That makes you to change. Maybe Allah will use that and they say, hey, but this is shameful. Right? The believer, Imam Hussein mentioned, وَحَسْمًا فِي لَجِّ is there first in the Quran. Allah said to Muhammad, Ya ayyuhar Rasul, oh messenger, talk to the people, tell them, and stand firm against them. وَغْلُظْ عَلَيْهِمْ. What did he say? وَغْلُظْ عَلَيْهِمْ. Stand firm against them when they are wrong. But then, لَقَدْ جَاءَكُمْ أنفسكم عزيز علي ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف. Look at the description of Muhammad. This verse, Allah used this verse to give His own attribute. Allah used His own verse to give His own attribute to Muhammad. He said, Ya Muhammad, innaka la ra'ufun rahim. Bil mu'minina ra'ufun. Ya Muhammad, you are so kind to the people. وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَضًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَانفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. Ya Muhammad, if you did not have the character that you possess, the people will not be around you. So number 2, a believer is a person وَحَسْمًا فِي لِينٍ is a man that is determined in his leniency. Like, I will be lenient when I'm supposed to. And then you become firm when you're supposed to. Number 3, وَإِيمَانًا فِي يَقِينٍ. The believer is a person that has the certainty of the final moment of his life. If you allow me, if you sit down something and give you details, if you not sit down something and the left and they are beautiful, and the world is watching. The believer. Number 3. وَإِيمَانًا فِي يَقِينٍ. A believer that somebody will believe in not kind of this world forever. He is going to die one day. He is going to depart this world. And Allah will question him for his own actions. And he behaves himself in this life. And he behaves himself at the time of death. And then face Allah Rabbul Izzah wa Jalal for final accounting. Allah said, إن جاءكم فاسق بنبأ فتبينوا أن تصيبوا قوما بجهالة فتصبحوا على ما فعلتم نادمين. Be careful what you are falling upon someone. Be careful how you are attacking someone. Because why? You might not get all of the truth. You might not know all of it. You have a glitch and then you fall upon someone. You attack them. You accuse them. You belie them. You punch them. You call their name. And at the end of the day, you end up having a regret. We okay? Now, okay, even about those moments, I only teach you to na ya udi na sabida sing the say we no go we no na sabida sing we say we no go we no ayan no Muslim na a lot of Islam is one of the big Islam changa ba uno na bise na because na Muslim no go wear polo no go wear chitosis no go wear cream no go wear sneakers no oh my God, see that it mono Amarenga, tutuimi. Next week, I can't friend than the way. Number 3. And number 4. وَحِرْصًا عَلَى الْعِلْمِ. A believer is a person that is eager to learn. A believer is somebody waiting. We're eager for learning. You will never claim you have the knowledge all. Anybody we can see and say, we don't learn. Just because you are a graduate from Jamiatul Islamiyya al-Madinah to Munawwara, because you are a graduate of Medina, or al-Qura, or from Kuwait, or from Azhar, or from Bahrain, or from one of these Arab lands, because you are a graduate. Now you think that you have all of the knowledge, you have a problem. Allah said that in the Quran. وَمَا آتَيْتُم مِّنَ الْعِلْمِ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. We have not given the knowledge to everyone, all of it. To one person, the knowledge is distributed. Allah gives me something, He gives you something. I might be knowledgeable in the Quran. You can be a very good tailor. So if I'm sitting here looking good, it's a tailor that made my clothes. I can be here very good in Quran, but you are good in technology, the electricity, the mic system. So if you can hear me properly, it's the knowledge of who? The technician. I can be sitting here, I have the knowledge of the Quran, but then there's someone that made us to eat before we come here. It was a woman that knows how to cook. My brothers, everybody, every knowledge that you have is valuable. Don't let anyone minimize your knowledge. Do you hear me? So a believer, وَحِرْصًا عَلَى الْعِلْمِ. The believer is the one that is eager to learn. You seek knowledge. Everywhere you go, you seek knowledge. I mentioned yesterday, when I left Sierra Leone, I went to Egypt. I seek knowledge. I left Egypt, I went to Spain, I seek knowledge. I left Spain, I went to the Netherlands, I seek knowledge. I left the Netherlands, I came to America, I seek knowledge. And I'm continuing, and I will continue to seek knowledge until I leave this dunya. The moment you classify yourself as an alim, once you think yourself, even if the whole person, this one knows, if you classify yourself as someone that knows, that's it, khalas. You will never seek knowledge again. So the quality of the believer is the man that is eager to learn. Just because they say mufti, don't know, now you learn again. Yeah, sheikh, you know they learn again. Yeah, imam, they be for waiting now. The imam can learn from another imam. The sheikh can learn from another sheikh. The mufti can learn from another mufti giving a fatwa. You can sit down and say, Imam Malik heard some things Imam Shafi said. He said, this makes sense. Imam Hanifa listened to Imam Ahmad and said, this makes sense. And Faya Rabbi Idha wa Jalal, and they listened to some others of the time, Imam al-Suyuti rahimahullah, Sufyan al-Thawri, all of these scholars, some of you don't even know their name, they are so. They say Galani. Waqia, Rahman, Mulk, Yasin, Tabarakallazi, Al-Fatiha, 7 dua on Ilan, see the Imam. Number 5. Number 5. The quality a person cannot call themselves a believer until washafaqatan fi nafaqatin is a person that has a sympathy with understanding. A believer, listen, I want you to listen to what I say. A believer is a person, washafaqatan is a person fi nafaqatin, is a man that has sympathy, but subhana rabbil izza wa jalal, with understanding. You know what I mean? Something that doesn't make sense to you. You're confused and you're doubting. You don't know where to start. You don't know where to end. You're thinking. What you're thinking that you know. But then you see, you say, let me listen to myself once. Let me have understanding of this moment. Let me understand this. And then you realize that what will give you an understanding of anything is when you sympathize with that thing first. Does that make sense? The only way you can understand the Quran is to what? Sympathize with the Quran. The only way you can feel my pain is to sympathize with what? Me. The only way you can understand your knowledge is to have the sympathy of what? The knowledge that you're learning. A believer cannot be a believer until he has the sympathy of understanding. When you see someone begging, rather than say, this is all it talks. A big man in Kosovo. You didn't even know 20 years ago this man was a very rich man. Does that make sense? This morning I walked somewhere. I didn't call. A lady was standing with a crutch. Immediately I walked into the place and she was crying. I don't know. Now you didn't cry. I just fell out of that waiting now. If I never ever, I say, wait for. He said, what you do? Mrs. I'm not talking like and then my driver said, hey, boy, what's so for big? You know, if you wait for the bank, if you don't begin, wait no. And then she said to me, I don't want money. I don't want money. I want to hold. You know what he says? I don't have money, I want waiting. Hold. He's an amputee. They cut him 1 foot. She said to me, I don't want money. My first inclination, when I saw that woman, my first thought was, she is there to what? Make me money to say it. She said, I don't want money, I want road. I want waiting. What did Allah say in the Quran? وَأَمَّا السَّائِلَ فَلَا. The one that asks you, don't yell, don't scream at them, don't drive them away. I said, what road do you want? And she started explaining. She said, the road that you walked from the top to the bottom of this road, I did it. I made it. But you are about to close a road that will lead me to where I am going to my own house. And I have to say this. When I came and come down the road, the stairs, he said, I need makeup. But from year to year, it was not mine. I couldn't touch it. I left it. And now you're about to lock the road on me. That's all I'm begging you for, road. My brothers, my sisters, at the moment, the gun of a believer came upon me that I need to understand and sympathize. What did I say to her? Come, let's go talk. Call the people that are in charge. Whatever you guys decide, make the road for her. So that's what I said. I left. Somebody phone the phone in. So my brothers, my sisters, number 6. وَقَصْدًا فِي عِبَادَةٍ. You will never become a believer until you become a moderate in worship. What I talked yesterday. Islam is waiting. Simple. Islam is what? وَقَصْدُ فِي الْعِبَادَةِ. You will not become a believer until you become moderate in your worship. Nobody will tell you say worship from Fajr to Isha, you don't go to house. Any imam will tell you say if you die now, must tell us say die first. You know what I say? Now make a tell you I say, there is no hadith that said Ramadan, you for stand and pray 3 juzu behind the imam. You don't even know what the imam they read. You just stand up no more. And then you bump. Wow, this imam has no one know. وَقَصْدُ فِي الْعِبَادَةِ. Be moderate in your religion, my brothers. Be moderate in what? Not doing anything past mine. This is an ummatan wasatiyya. This is the middle generation. Allah himself said that. فَيَا رَبِّ الْعِزَّةِ وَالْجَلَالِ. Now, number 6, 7. I want to move this one quick so I can move to more serious thing. A believer is not a believer. The quality of a believer until وَرَحْمَةً مُجَاهِدِي. The believer will never become a believer until he becomes merciful on the affairs. وَرَحْمَةً لِلْمُجَاهِدِي. You become what? Merciful in what? In affairs. What affairs? Whatever you are doing, the affair between me and this one, I become merciful. The affair of the masjid, I become merciful. The affairs of my home, I become merciful. Irham man fil ardi yarhamukum man fis sama. Be merciful to the people on earth, Allah will be what? Merciful to you in their sama. Does that make sense? Good. A believer is not a believer. Number 8 or 9. Number 8. وَإِعْطَاءً لِلسَّائِلِ. Until by your Rabbi Isa wa Jalal, you will never become a believer until you give to those that are asking. You give to what? You want what they beg. Allah said, don't yell, don't scream, don't drive them. The people that wake up and beg, don't yell at them. You will never become a believer until and unless, my brothers, my sisters, until and unless you give to the poor if you can afford it. I learned, whenever I give, I get more. So you realize if you are around me, you see, I give, you don't want, hey, when you give. I realize when I give, Allah gives more to me. The ants that give always receive. Number 9. فَيَا رَبِّ الْعِزَّةِ وَالْجَلَالِ لَا يَحِيفُ عَلَى بُغْضٍ أَوْ يُبْغِضٍ. A believer is not a believer, and for Subhana Rabbil Izzah wa Jalal, not wronging the one that he hates. Yeah, capture this one. A believer is not a believer. Among the traits of a believer, I dislike you. You've hurt me. You've done something to me. I am so angry with you, but even though I am angry with you, فَيَا رَبِّ الْعِزَّةِ لَا يَحِيفُ عَلَى يُبْغِضٍ. I am not going to do something to wrong you even though I hate you. Does that make sense? I will not do something to wrong you even though I what? I hate you. I might dislike you for something you've said to me, for something you've done to me. I will not I will not be the one to initiate a burden over the person that has wronged me. This is all introduction for tonight's lecture. Yes, okay. وَقُورٌ فِي رِخَاءٍ وَقُورٌ وَفِي رِخَاءٍ. The believer, not a believer, until فَيَا رَبِّ الْعِزَّ وَجَلَالٍ, he dignified himself during the time of problem. You're not a believer. When you're angry, when problem, the crisis, rather than you take the dirty way, rather than you take the filthy way, namikos, bad word, you insult because rather you take the dignified way. The believer is not a believer until when they are in a fight, when they are in a turmoil, when things are not going the way you want. Brothers and sisters, you are fighting with your wife, you are disagreeing in a matter, you choose the words that you are saying to her. The woman choose the words that they are saying to what? The husband. Because why? The words today, you will be angry tomorrow. You don't know for angry, but the words will remain forever. True of course. Good. Now, number 12. A believer, not a believer, until shukurun qani'ah billadhi lam yantaqa liyufhimim. A believer is not a believer until he is content with what he gets. What I told you yesterday. The believer, not a believer until he is content with what he has. When I get movement, he affects me a lot. When I have too much movement. The believer, not a believer until he is content with what he gets. A believer is not a believer. وَيَسْكُتْ لِيَسْلَمْ فَيَا رَبِّ الْعِزَّ وَجَلَالٍ. He becomes silent and cautious. You will never become a believer. Imam al-Hussein, they give all these characteristics of a Muslim. You will not become a believer until you become silent and what? Cautious. You take the You look before you talk. You find out before you make a statement. And if when you make a statement, you be careful what you say. Because why? Al-balaghu mu'akkadun bil-mantiq. The word comes from the trouble comes from what? The word will come out from the mouth. وَيُقِرُّ بِالْحَقِّ بِأَنْ يُشْهَدَ عَلَيْهِ. You are not a believer until you stand upon the truth and you witness upon the truth. Does that make sense? You stand upon the truth and you witness the truth. My brothers and sisters, these are the 15 qualities of the believer. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ إِذَا ذُكِرَ اللَّهُ وَجِلَتْ قُلُوبُهُمْ وَإِذَا تُلِيَتْ عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتِهِ زَادَتْهُمْ إِيمَانًا وَعَلَى رَبِّهِمْ يتوكلون. No, nothing can find it. Nothing can find it. The quality of a believer, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Surah Al-Anfal, إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ إِذَا ذُكِرَ اللَّهُ وَجِلَتْ قُلُوبُهُم. When they tell them the words of Allah, وَجِلَتْ قُلُوبُهُم, their mind they jump. وَإِذَا تُلِيَتْ عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتِهِ زَادَتْهُمْ إِيمَانًا. When the signs are recited to them, زَادَتْهُمْ إِيمَانًا. The faith they increase. وَعَلَى رَبِّهِمْ يَتَوَكَّلُونَ. They don't have nobody except God. This is the quality of the believers. My brothers and sisters, now, we're living the time. I'll not begin to a still an introduction. No, not again. Okay. I'll not begin to sleep. The introduction, I'll not begin to this introduction. My brothers and sisters, before I take you into the topic of the Quran, this is a topic we already discussed for over a month now from America, before I even come here. I was in America, Barcelona, almost a month. فَيَا رَبِّ الْعِزَّ وَالْجَلَالِ. Today we are facing the time that we are facing so much trouble and we need to ask for everything that we're doing. Do you know the Quran comprises of du'as? How many du'as do we have in the Quran if we know? How many du'as go get in the Quran? You don't know what it is. I'm not saying that the Quran. Google Knowledge, Google Knowledge, Google Math. No googling. How many du'as we get in the Quran? Trouble. How many Jews do we have in the Quran? 8. How many verses do we have in the Quran?
6,666.
This is the last one. 6,600. Now, who's one for the Quran there? Who's one for the Quran? Now, all the Quran they get 6,666. No. Okay. You wait and you can't be later. I'm not telling us that copy now get on the Quran. My brothers, my sisters, we are on the time when we are facing 2 crises in the world. 2 crises that we are facing. Crisis number 1 is hunger. Now, what I say? Crisis number 1, waiting.